Hey everybody, welcome to PDQ Live. We have new features in Connect.
Yes, we do.
That's exciting times. We have, I'm gonna just spoiler the whole thing. This is, we got reporting, we got custom variables, and we got custom scanners. That's it. Thanks for coming by.
That was the fastest show ever.
Nailed it. All right, so I figured we'll just go do a quick demo of each one.
Okay.
And we can ooh and ah at the awesomeness.
But before we start, we're going to clarify, these are changing all the time. They're still building on these, right? We're just going to go over them as they exist today, but they're changing them literally daily.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right, first one, you're going to do custom scanners.
Okay.
So when you first log in, you got this more thing. You didn't want too many icons. So having one icon that expands to two icons saves us oodles of space.
Okay. We're going to start with scanners.
Yeah, custom scanners. Okay. PowerShell is on the roadmap. This just one a bit more complex, takes more to it. So for now, we've got files and folders in Registry. We're going to start with files and folders. We're going to name this one Files and Folders. Oh, I'm good at this.
That's original, Jordan.
I am good at this.
You are.
So if I have done any work on a webcast in this one, I have built a temp folder right on C drive because it's easy path and I don't want to bother thinking about it. Looking only for the folder. And this is match type. If I wanted a specific thing, I want to know whatever specific file, I could go and get more detailed in there. But no, I just want every folder that's in C temp.
Okay.
And save and scan. And once it's built, this will just run every time any of your devices scan. It just becomes part of that scan and it puts it in a table for you.
So questions already. Is this running against every computer?
Every computer, every time they check in, it scans.
So can I target this to computer groups or one specific computer or no?
No.
Okay, so this is running against every computer.
Every computer, yes.
Okay, and then how do we go find it?
So at 10 high, I just put a new, you got files and folders right here. And there it is. I got 3 folders in my temp folder on, it's almost like I knew this computer had things. It's like I prepped.
Weird.
For this.
Yeah.
All right, so this is obviously just an example of here's what's in there. But if you had, there's a couple scenarios. If you had like a malware scenario where you have a specific file, this would help you track that down.
Malicious file, yeah.
Yeah, or if you have like a footprint you leave behind, we want to make sure the file's there before you go on and do another install.
Go clean it up.
You can have that, and you can have a group built off of this saying these are the ones that have the file, so you're not trying to install the ones without it. So there's a few. It's data collection at the moment, but with that data, you can customize and do a little bit more with your groups and deployments. So
it's read-only right now. So this is just going to identify that it's there, and then you're going to take action later.
Yes.
Off of this data, essentially. Okay. So question, Jordan. If I build 10 of these scanners, it's going to scan every computer every time it checks in?
Yes, and it will all be on one table.
Now, concern about taking up too much bandwidth? I mean, what do you think? Is it okay to run it all? Any concerns there?
I will say that as it is, it's going to stay this way pending customer feedback.
Okay.
All right. So next one would be the registry scanner. I'm going to go registry. Watch, I'm going to come with another name here.
Oh my gosh, you are so original today.
Good at this.
Look at you go.
Machine. Let's say I wanted to showcase a software license for PDQ Deploy.
Okay.
Live on a webcast. Anyone can copy this in there. I can't spell arsenal. Help me.
E-N-S.
Is that it?
Nope, go back. You missed the S.
There's an S.
No, there's an S. Yeah.
Oh, I can't see. Okay, that's my fault. Sorry. I'm just trying to trip you up.
Trying to throw me off.
I'm trying to throw you up.
All right, so next one is key value. So if you open up regedit, it looks like a folder. That's a key. If it's something within a folder, that's a value. We're looking for a value, and we are looking for one that contains license. All right, give that one a save run. It's the same thing. It goes in there. Once you save it, it's gonna go and kick off scan everywhere, going right away, and then it runs with everyone.
And then same thing. I'm going back to devices to find out.
Yeah. And we're going back down to the registry.
And there's the registry.
Oh, they caught me.
Oh, nice try, Jordan.
Yeah. So this is one, once again, obviously, I'm just showcasing how it works. The real examples for this is if you have a user-based software install, they went out and found it, installed it. Yeah. You could build a registry one where it looks at the user hive instead of the local machine.
Okay.
And you can track things that way, or same thing as on with the footprint. If you have a registry key that's mandatory for you to run certain things, you can use this to make sure it's there.
So a couple things that got called out that I should have mentioned when you were going over it is Allison said the 1,000-row limit was also included to help with bandwidth performance concerns. So we didn't talk about that, but that is in there.
Yes.
It's limited to 1,000. So,
Yep.
Okay. And there are some, should we talk about I guess those are questions we'll go over later. Do we want to do those now, Kelly, or later?
Do we have some questions?
Yeah.
We do have some questions if you guys are ready for them.
Let's do it.
Let's go ahead.
Because they're specific to what he's going over at the moment.
All right, first one. Why are all the results in one table and not separated by a scanner? Yours truly, Marcel.
Well, we brought this up, and the answer that we got was that basically what Jordan just said is they're looking for customer feedback. This is how it exists right now. So if this is something that you're looking for going forward, please do reach out to the team. And if that's something you want added, say that. As we said at the beginning, it's evolving.
So yeah, it's the first version product they're always growing, and I can say I guarantee they do listen to customer input.
for sure.
So if it's something there, it's feedback is the best way to get response for that.
Yeah, just voice those requests.
And again, things evolve.
And within
go ahead.
Yeah, with the current table though, give it a try of there's like a column that you can filter which scanner called it. That's kind of the current way to go about seeing which scanner produced which thing. You just sort by the scanner name.
Yeah, the scanner name there. You can do that one. That does work. The issue I ran with that one is if you want results based on blank results based on your scanner, if you have a second scanner, you can't count on those blank results or it's tainted because both scanners would have to be blank. There's some customization that isn't quite possible.
Yeah.
All right. Ready for another one?
Let's do it.
All right. Can we get some help files / examples for filling the forms? Again, Marcel.
Help files examples for filling the forms.
So I don't know if are you talking about like similar to what we have in inventory? Like where we just have some examples for the scanner?
He says syntax.
Oh, so that would be nice. I don't know if with it being web-based, if the blue question mark that we use in our products is something that transfers well, but something like a tooltip or a link is not a bad idea.
I think Alice is furiously writing notes. Allison is writing all this down. So good. Those are good.
Yeah, so I do know that the rules that it follows are the same that you would see in deploy and inventory. I know not everyone has both, but if you are looking for, we'll just go open up a different scan profile. Apparently I built one a while ago. Add a files and directories. So they're like these kind of examples. I know those still maintain the same, but I agree. Getting something or example for is not
helpful
a bad idea.
hints. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Any other questions, or are we moving on?
Well, we've got some more if you want to take them.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's grab one more.
All right.
All right. Can you have one-off scanners that you only run manually, or do they always run all the time? Mike.
Right now they run all the time.
Yeah, no, that's everything runs all the time.
But again, please request that.
Yep.
That's the messaging we've been given. Request that for future versions.
All right. What are we at next? We're at to custom variables.
Yep, that's next. Custom variables. Very exciting.
All right, so same thing. I hit the more. We're going to go variables this time. This is very much like you might have seen in endpoint inventory. These are all the custom or the system ones that are built based on collections that we have. All of it's in there.
Except for one difference.
What's that?
$sign.
$sign instead of @sign, but it doesn't really show up in that way on this one. It just puts the name there, so it's not quite the same. So if we go in and we create one, I forgot the software I'm using in my example. So much for all that prep, huh? Term.
Yes.
App name, term. Probably with better capitalization.
Are you firing me later? Is that what this means?
Huh?
Are you firing me later?
This is actually is alternative to putty.
Oh, okay,
if you
perfect.
have term, you might ask yourself, why don't I just use putty? And that's because putty's already in our library.
Oh, I gotcha. I prefer my interpretation of it.
So this one, I follow the same naming scheme of app name and app version just because I like it. I like the way that works. And when you do create it, it will put it in the type here, where you can sort by type and put custom, or you could even just do a search for custom here, and it will filter out all of the system ones only for the ones that you built.
Okay, but I had a question immediately about this because I'm a compulsive organized person. And my question to Jordan was this: can I preface my custom app names with a character or a name so I could quickly find them by sorting the name column? I want to say Tara's custom ones.
I would be careful with a character,
Okay.
because if it's something that can be read as a wildcard and you put it in something that could be treated that way, it could act.
But I could just say Tara's. And
Yes,
then,
you could put
and
some
then search for
customization
Tara.
to separate it that way if that's what you prefer.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm going to create the second app
So we did the app name. Now we're going to do the app version for our custom variable that we just created.
Tara. I already forgot
Okay.
term.
Tara term.
I didn't even think about how threatening it was, and I don't know the version. We'll say 12.
Yeah, 12 sounds good.
All right, so that with those verbs, now if we come and we want to build any sort of groups off of that, you can use these instead of typing in the names. So if you're building customization that we don't have built, with this, there you don't have to go into your groups and find it and modify that. You just come over here, you update this value here if you're using it the same way, and those groups will update as the product updates.
Yeah, so you're changing it one time right here, and then you're not changing it everywhere else. It replicates down, just in case someone doesn't know what variables are.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's pretty much fun. I was going to go make a group on that. I just don't know. I mean, do we need to?
Let's do it. We have plenty of time.
All right. Filter, we want to go software name contains, and then that's where you can come in. And look, you said you wanted to put your name into it, and boom, done. And so it contains Terra term right there. We could just save that group as its own, or if you wanted to make sure it was on a specific version, you would add a filter with do software version, say is greater than or equals, or
12 is equal to
it's
12.
less than or equals to 12. And then save that as group is Tara is fired.
I love it.
All right, so I have that one. Now, if I built a package for Terra Terminal, once it installs, everything would scan update. All the devices that have it would show up, and then you could go to the next and pretty spectacular feature that was added with reports.
But I'm just going to ask a question again, more of a statement, really. I'm going to use these custom variables for software that may be specific to my environment that doesn't exist in the package library, like a financial system that only I use at my company, right?
I would say anything that you're going to be used to filter data into groups. So even if it's, this is a dated example, but back when WannaCry was a thing, we had a variable where we would separate it as, it was regex, separated by pipe for each version of the KB that would make sure that device was patched against WannaCry.
Okay.
So you could build a collection, say, am I patched against X exploit? And then you could have the variable that does that. Then instead of having to worry about updating groups, you can just go to where the variables are, and it's just easier to track and update.
So a myriad of reasons I can make it.
Yeah,
okay.
anything where you're looking to control the customization for grouping without having to go into your groups, that's the area to do it.
Okay. Are we ready to talk about reports?
I'm always ready to talk
Let's
about
do
reports.
it.
I didn't have to go
Reports.
more this time. I'm just going to go right here. Boom.
Do we have questions about variables, though? Should we stop and see if we have questions about variables?
We do have a couple more questions, but I don't think they're specific to variables, but do you want to get to them anyways?
Sure. Let's do it.
All right.
Up to you guys.
All right. It seems that the target feature doesn't work properly. Even when I target one device, I get all devices. Michael.
So we talked about that, and again, that's how it exists today.
So I think he's talking about just in general. So if he goes to devices and he selects one, if he's hitting here and say scan devices, I don't know, is that getting all
was
of them?
he talking about that or for the scanners?
Either way, if this, I'm not sure the behavior scan devices, that redoes all of them, or if you can choose specific ones from there. I'm not sure the expected behavior.
Okay.
I would open up a ticket and ask that question. I don't know. And if it is behaving the way it shouldn't, we would definitely like to hear about it so we could fix it.
All right. Got a couple more.
Okay.
We'd like to create a list of certain programs installed on a computer, for instance, Adobe Pro. Is there a way to generate that type of list? Michael.
Just quickly, it is the reporting. So
Yeah.
same answer we gave before. So
Well, we're about to dive into it.
Okay.
with reporting.
We'd like to get sorry. No, I can't see it anymore.
Yeah, so he's basically, he wants to track like Adobe Pro across his environment.
Okay.
And the variables where you could put Adobe asterisk or more specific on the name, and you could build a group based on that. Or you could also do it with reports. This is actually a fantastic, I don't know if we have Adobe installed anywhere.
Yes, it's on one computer.
Do we have Adobe? Question mark. So on this one, if we're building it, we're going to choose the software table since we're looking specifically for Adobe. Software name, I assume you want version, and we'll say install date. And then back to the devices, we probably want the name of the computer. How does the alphabet work? There we are, device name. So this one is going to grab software, version, install date, and the name of the computer. We'll choose that one for those. And then this is where if you're looking for Adobe specifically, if you had built a variable for Adobe, you can just go here, select that variable, put it in there. Otherwise, you could do not device name. Software name contains
a system variable.
I'll just do Adobe.
Okay.
Just on that one. And I should find all of them there. After that, you can set multiple filters, but that's where you can kind of customize what you're looking for on that one. After that, we defaults to all devices. You can choose custom and you can specify groups you've created. So if you had built a group of those, this is where you can have the report that you're looking we don't have that, so we're just gonna go back to all devices. And the last one, and this is a big one.
Scheduling.
Recurring. This one was
Love
I like
this.
this a lot. So we're gonna run this. I don't know. We'll say what I do one time.
Yep.
We'll say we'll run this every week on Friday. All right. So that way this will go report. You can choose. I want to email this to
You. Send it to you, all the reports.
I want to put Jordan's email.
Yeah, Jordan's email.
Any email you put there. I don't have any email logged into Showcase. I can confirm that does work. Email is just great.
Look at that button, Jordan.
Huh? Yes, this email. By default, if the report is blank, it will not send the email.
How great is that?
If you, for some reason, would like a blank report, check away.
Just for old time's sake, right?
Check away. I personally would not be checking that. Look at that little check mark. Everyone that's deploying inventory is feeling sad as I check this.
I see the hearts. I see the hearts going. That's so funny.
So we will not be emailing blank reports.
Okay, so we don't have an email because you don't want to get a bunch of emails, but should we run it and see what it looks like this?
Yeah, so if we save and run, it runs the first time. If this is set to email on the schedule, it emails out and it gives them either a link that will take them here.
Yeah, downloadable
or
link.
It will give them a download button for a CSV file. And both of those, whichever they prefer. And here we do have some Adobe. You can see this is not the best format.
Yeah, so how do we
We
change
have the
it?
software there, so we're going to go back in. We're going to edit. And this is where the group by really works. So whether we want to know if it's a computer, where it's in there, if we want to know the software name. In this case, we're worried about software name.
Let's group by software.
And I'm actually going to move device name to the top column there because I want to see the name of the computer before the other stuff.
Okay.
Give that another save and run. And now it's a little bit different. So you have all of your software options that we have. And if you expand out, it will let you know. It repeats the software name for now, but then it gives you the device that has it, the software version, everything you requested in there. Nice. So it does help you fine tune all of that. If they are just monsters and they put their version name,
like 7-zip?
Yeah, 7-zip or TerraTerm also does it.
Of course it does.
Then
Stupid Terra.
you will get multiple results for that because it looks at each one as a different name.
Okay.
And that makes me grumpy.
I love that. All
right, so that's pretty. Thanks for the Adobe. That question was timely. Brock, you're good at this.
I'm trying.
You are great at this.
Trying to replace Kelly. I don't know if I can, though. I don't know if anyone can.
Are you any other questions that have come in on this one?
We do. Let's get to them. All right, what happens if I have a custom variable for a specific software and that is then later added to PDQ repository? Marcel.
So I believe on initial rollout, it did allow you to duplicate variable names.
Marcel,
system versus custom.
He pointed that out.
But I believe that has been or is in the process of being fixed because that's not supposed to happen.
I got verification that it was fixed yesterday.
Okay.
So I'm guessing.
That should be a problem. But on the other side, if you follow the exact same naming scheme we have, and then that software is added, I don't actually know how that's going to react if we build our own variable and it matches the variable you have. I've never witnessed that behavior. So I'm sorry, I don't have a great answer to that one. I don't know.
I think the answer is let us know. We'll fix it. Right?
But that's not ideal if they have a whole bunch of automation built in on something and we overwrite the variables. So that is an excellent question. Please open up a ticket with us and we can look into that one. Unfortunately, system variables aren't something I can just throw in as a test, so I don't even know how I could test that one live. But
Marcel said this is irreversible. Oh, I do your own naming scheme. Didn't I say that? See, my Terra naming scheme's coming to the rescue, Jordan.
there you go. Just put Tara's name in.
Put my name in
variable.
everything. There you go. Problem solved.
Yeah, so I would be curious about that one because that would be bad. We don't want to overwrite existing custom.
Yeah.
So maybe in that case, Tara's idea of using only her name.
Everyone
in
use
all your
my name.
variables should take care of that.
All right, moving to the next one. Will we get the ability to export error logs when deployments fail? Calvin Klein.
Calvin Klein. Oh, well. I'm not sure we have an answer for that, but I would imagine Allison's writing that down and will give us an answer very soon.
Yeah, so with all things, very much Connect is customer driven. So
Yes, it's
if
evolving.
enough people request it, I can guarantee it will show up in there.
Yes.
Something like that, I don't know if is on the current roadmap as is.
Yeah.
Look at that power burner in there, chat bragging about his safe and clean variable names.
Kelly, Zach says you sound so much more handsome today. Did you see that?
Thanks, Zach.
I can confirm he looks more handsome too.
Next question.
Yes,
Yeah,
do more
let's do it.
questions.
All right, let's do this thing.
All right, import, export of variables. When? Yours truly, Marcel.
Marcel's really going for it, man.
He's going for it. He
love
wants
it.
he wants features. I don't do it. How do I pull up the roadmap here? We can take a. Is it on
Yeah,
there?
can you put it on the screen maybe?
Well, I don't even know where to find it. I'm gonna take a guess. Roadmap. How wouldn't it be awesome if that worked? No, it
Nope,
didn't
nothing
work.
to see here.
But you got an awesome cartoon of Jared.
I know, look how cute they look though.
Dan.
They
All
look
right, so
adorable.
somewhere on our website, we do have the roadmap of what's going into Connect.
We are looking for it
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I have it. This particular feature is not listed on the roadmap, but feel free to share your feedback and we can get that added to a feature request for
Hang on.
future reevaluations.
I think we do have some of it. Yeah, just make it full screen there. And boom.
I was so close.
You were so close.
I was right about roadmap. I was wrong where. So the near term, everything else, and oh man, public API.
You just got excited, didn't you?
I could just sit here and be happy about
I know,
this
you're
all
just
day.
happy. But again, if you don't see it on here, request it, right?
Yep.
Let them know.
What's
Yeah,
long term?
it's definitely very much a customer-driven product. So we definitely want everyone to be as happy as they can be. I don't know about how it goes on timeline, but it's worth looking into.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Any other questions? I think you're muted, Brock.
I sure am. We've got a couple more. Let's do them.
All right, here we go.
Can you add that checkbox to inventory? I think we're shooting ourselves in the foot. Yeah,
we knew
this
that was coming. We knew it.
That has been requested for I longer than I've been doing this. That would be awesome. I love that. At this point, I think we're just not doing it out of spite.
Perhaps. I don't know.
We're digging in our heels.
No, but if you'd like, I'll go back. I'll go back to my scanner and I will check the box for a few more times. Here we are. Oh, see?
That
is that
feels so
nice?
good.
Lovely.
Delicious.
So I don't know exact time. I know one of the main things that I don't have a timeline, so I feel nervous saying it, but role-based access is a big part of it, and there's a component that has to go in first for that. So that's the main focus, I believe.
More questions?
Let's do it.
More questions.
All right, let's do more questions.
Hold up.
Sorry.
Yeah, we got a slideshow showing here. Got a lot of
And
questions
there we
coming
go.
in. All right. Does the Connect package library match the ones used in inventory/deploy? Just Rob.
Oh, yes, it does. It all pulls from the same location, I believe.
So not all the exact same packages are available in Connect, but there's a lot of our most popular ones, actually all of our most popular ones and anything new is replicated to Connect. I think it's like older applications and uninstalls. Some
Something
certain
like that.
uninstalls.
Yeah, and then
aren't there.
there's one of the, I believe, the PS Windows updates that didn't work the way we were thinking. I can't remember. So yeah, most of them are in there. I'm going to say the majority. There's quite a lot in the library automatically.
Okay, let's keep them
right.
coming.
Let's do it.
Can Connect install as a separate local/domain admin Laps account in addition to the currently logged on user? If not, how do you deploy to machines that aren't logged on as admins? Just Rob.
This came up in the Discord earlier.
Yeah, so I believe on that one, when the agent using it, it doesn't matter the permissions of the users logged on because it's running as, I want to say system, but if I'm wrong, I'd be happy to be corrected on that. But Connect itself, once you have the agent on there, has permissions to go in there and run as an elevated context. So the user login doesn't matter. The only part that might be difficult is installing the agent. There's a silent parameter for that and everything, but if they don't have those permissions, they would need some help getting that installed. But then from there, it should be good.
Yeah, there was a question on Discord about the domain user, if I remember correctly. I can't remember exactly now.
Yeah, so Connect is not domain
Yeah,
joined or connected. It's just basically permissions. So as long as the permissions you're using to send out there has
Yeah,
those
well,
access,
yeah.
you're fine.
but once you get the agent, you're fine.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And I think on the roadmap, item 2 was role-based access control, which I think would also take care of a good chunk of that.
Okay.
Okay, Michael coming with another question. I think this one is goes back to his one of his earlier questions. We want to create a custom software inventory report. We want column 1 to show the PC and column 2 to show the software. However, we want to only show specific software.
Okay.
Okay.
So going back to reports, did I save that one? I don't think I did.
I don't
Well, I
think
did
you
because I
did.
ran it, but I don't know how long ago.
You just use Adobe and change the name.
And
maybe.
do we have Adobe? That's what I named it. So for that case, if you want it based on computer name, only look at certain software, we would uncheck software name. You would want to sort by device name, and then you want to keep your filters the same. Software name contains, if you're looking for a very specific one, you do equals. You just want to make sure that what you're looking for matches there. And then running this one, since I have contains in Adobe, it finds it all of it. If you're looking for more specific, just you want it accurate in there. And then from there,
Hey,
that will
Jordan.
yes.
Let's add another software because that's what he's asking for. Like, so let's say Chrome also
Okay.
to the for the result filter. We'll do
Okay,
an
yeah. So
or
real quick, I can do that. So in there, you see these 2 machines have Adobe. Go in there, it gives you the name. Software name is on the bottom. That was my bad. But you're looking for multiple software. So we'll go back there. First, we'll move software name up top. So we just basically, in this one,
You could
if
do
you want to
and
know if it has
or.
one or not both, you would want to do or, and then you do software name contains zip.
Okay.
So this one, we'll save and run that one. Since it's an or statement, if any computer has either of the softwares that has that, it will return those computers, and then you can go into each one and see where it's at there. If it's an and situation, just change the or to an and if it doesn't have both pieces of software, then it won't go in past that
Zero.
and return 0.
Yeah.
But the big part is Adobe is very broad and contains. If you want a very specific software, then you want to make sure the name you have in your filter matches that software exactly, because that will, and you could do equals instead of contains, and that will limit it to just that software.
Makes sense.
Okay, we got a couple more. Are you ready?
All right.
With that public API on the roadmap, does that open up the possibility for a user-facing self-service page? I know inventory and deploys licensee prevents that, but I haven't looked at Connect's EULA Fortress.
So where Connect is per device, I don't think that there's any sort of EULA break by doing a self-service, but that is purely random speculation. I would not take that to the bank. I don't see from my side where it would be a problem because it doesn't impact our licensing, but I would ask that question.
He says, I can dream.
I'd ask that question to the people that would know better than me and take what I say with a grain of salt. That's just my initial, my gut reaction.
Okay. Any plans to add whether a user is currently logged into the PC to the general UI? Michael.
I thought that was
Mark said it's a long-term roadmap for Connect.
long-term roadmap. Okay. So there's last user, but that's not really necessarily current user. I don't know if it's anything on the main display. I can think of ways you could track it down, maybe with some of the reports, but that's not what he's looking for. Let's take a look at our columns and see what that one's. Yeah, so the one we have there, last user, was last user logged in, not that they necessarily logged in at that moment. I'm not sure past that one where if it would say currently logged in. Where the agent checks in, and I don't know
Just
how
last
often
user.
agent checks in, but it's hard to have where it's not an active connection. The current logged in. You can say who was logged in at the moment that they're checked in, but that's not necessarily going to be accurate by the time you get back to it. So I don't
Yeah.
know on that one.
All right.
That looks like all the questions.
All right, that's everything.
That's it.
All right. Well, I mean, thanks for tuning in. These features are fantastic. I like that they're adding a lot of customer-driven features to Connect, is making it really the best product it can be. We like your input. Please
Yes.
let us know what you want so we can make sure we get everything fine-tuned, make everyone happy it can be. For PDQ, I'm Jordan.
I'm Sarah.
Thanks for joining our webcast today. We appreciate your feedback. We truly, truly do. If you have additional questions, feel free, reach out to our support forums and give us that feedback. Have a fantastic week, and we will see you back here next time.